Hello and welcome to another episode of me painting again. And today we have a few paints. Just for I haven't got any red on my palette. We need a little bit of red. A little bit of crimson or something. What have we got? I'll just chuck this on. What's this? It's one of these tubes I got on the offers. It was £3.50. I think it was cheaper than that because it got an orange. I think it was reduced cheaper. I've had this a while anyway. So that must be what the normal price is. Yeah, so I've got some vermilion red now. So I've got some red. So I've got some titanium white, some black, some sap green, cadmium yellow, cerulean blue, ultramarine blue, burnt umber, and vermilion hue. Nothing quite like a hue. Bit of a spray with the old atomizer to keep the paints from drying out. A hot chocolate at the ready. Delicious. Alright, let's get painting. Let's get painting. So what I want to do is, I've got this scene to do. Let's use, got to get this going somehow. So I'm going to do some trees, but I was walking in the woods yesterday looking for things to paint. Oh, the battle of finding what to paint. What to paint? What shall I paint? Oh, that's nice. Real perfect sky blue, that is. That is there. And a bit lighter. Yeah, so, and I was walking through the woods. And I didn't think I would see anything that I thought, that'll make a good painting. And then there I was walking and I saw the trees from a different angle, because where I walked usually you can't because of all the undergrowth, the nettles and stuff are there, so you can't get down this bit. But luckily for me there wasn't any nettles, so, and the sun was out and it just got this nice, really nice area where you could see the trees. I'm painting negatively. Not in a negative way, but negatively as in painting around the trees. So there's going to be a tree there, and there's a tree. Oh, it's closer. I'm pissed. That's a bit of a problem. Although when it dries it won't be, will it? Oh well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't worry. It doesn't really matter. It's acrylics. I've got to remind myself it's acrylics. It's fine. You can just paint on top of acrylics. So we can just paint this part, and then when it dries, just putting a bit of light in there. Because there is areas in the sky that I guess there's clouds, or it's just a bit more light. We'll just paint in the blues. It comes all the way to there. So I'm just grabbing blues and white, and then just throwing it on my page. Without too much worry, really. Luckily these blues are quite a good colours, quite thick paints, so it's nicely going on this page. Okay, so we've got a nice blue. This is the sky. There's actually a tree here on this side. Just wash my brush a little bit. Have a bit of my hot chocolate. Think about my next move. So what I'm thinking is a little bit more light in places. Yeah, I'm using reference, but I never paint exactly what I see. Well, not exactly, because when you're painting anyway, you're editing stuff out, because unless you're doing a photorealism type thing. But even then, I find, well, me personally, I always edit out anyway. That's quite nice. I think we've got quite a good bluey background now. So what I'm gonna do, might paint the base in while that's drying. So I was thinking I probably need to, I think it'd be alright if I just put in the bottom part. Burnt umber, sap green, a bit of yellow, bit of brown, bit of yellow, bit of green. Looking for the colours. Start putting this on. I know this isn't fully dry yet, but I'm not really worried. Chuck a little bit of blue in there as well to darken it. Tends to be a bit like that. A bit of black in this as well, a bit of dark. Catch some of these darker areas. I know a nice bit of dark on the brush can help quite a lot, because you need the dark to show light. Okay, so as that dries now, I can come even further forward. What I might do, because I can see shadows, what I might do is paint the shadows. Use a reddish, there's a bit of red in the brown, probably get about right. So we've got a shadow that comes out from behind a tree. It sort of goes there, about like that. There's another shadow that goes here. Want a bit more red in that. This is the reason why I like this, because of how dark the shadow areas are. And then how light the other areas were. So you can do a painting just based on lighting. It sort of goes like that. It's got a warmth to it, so get my red in the colour. Bit red and black. Get the shadow that's there as well. There's another shadow. It goes sort of like this. Another one there. Crosses a bit there. Something like that. Oh, it's quite dark ground here. Bit more of a drink of the old hot chocolate. I think I need to move my camera slightly. There we go. I mean, this is all gonna dry soon, and then I'll happily be ready for the next stage. So at the moment, I'm just thinking about it, then I'm training myself to concentrate. Well, that sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? Why would you need to train yourself to concentrate? Well, I found watching shorter videos, and also if I'm using my phone, that my concentration has shrank because of not using it. So I'm training it again. I'm not doing things, like I'm not spending all my time playing games on my phone or looking at someone's breakfast on my phone. I'm trying to retrain myself to not do stuff like that. And actually, I got this idea from listening to a podcast of somebody, a writer, saying that you need to train your concentration. I've got an A star for drinking hot chocolate though. Yeah, and I thought to myself, that's interesting, because I felt like when I'm watching a movie or something, I look at my phone. I think, oh, what's on? What's something quick that I can watch? A quick bit of information. Yeah, everything's quite quick, isn't it? This is probably dried now. Ooh, nice. It's lifting a little bit. So, I don't know if you noticed what happened there, is the paint, although it's touch dry, it's not fully dry and it's lifting. So that's one of the acrylic things that shocked me when I first started using it. So what you do is you just get a hairdryer and dry it, and then that won't happen. It doesn't lift. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I've given that a dry, so it's nice and dry and shouldn't lift up, although I couldn't help myself. There was a blob of paint there when I touched it, and now look what's happened. Oh well, never mind. So I need some to make my tree colour. There's all this brown, red and white. There's a bit of black in there as well. It's sort of this colour. I think there's a bit more red in it. A bit more vermilion in there. Let's have a look. It's not bad actually. A bit more red in that, and I do need actually a dark side here. Try and get the tree in. So I can get some of the brown. Burnt umber, and so I'm grabbing some of the burnt umber and some of the black to make a dark brown, which is really like a Van Dyke brown, because that mixture is umber and black. Just to get this side. Also to get some of the marks in the tree as well. So I'm going to get some more of the more of those marks in the tree, more of the dark black and the brown down that side and that side. Get a little bit of warmth in the colour as well, a bit of that red. I remember when I first started to learn colour, and because I just thought, oh, it'd be easy painting something in colour. And then I remember when I tried and I was like, this is a bit of a challenge. It is just a lot of observation and guesswork. So I need another tree, and this is one of the reasons I really like this. Black and green, black and green. It was this. It's just brilliant. This tree. This tree casts a dark perfectly on this tree. So I'm in a black and green. And I thought, oh yes, look at the way that the dark is just casting on that tree to make it look so dark. The shadow. And I thought, that is what I'm gonna paint. I do like the way lights and darks change in amongst backgrounds. And there's a bit of a dark spot in this. Bit of green, and there's a light tree right there, and it starts to get a bit darker there. It goes sort of like that. Some specks. And greens. Greens and blues. Yellows. They're actually looking at it as sort of branches and things. There's all sorts, like ivy and all sorts in amongst this. No, it's a bit wet, so you can't really see it. It just looks like a blob of dark. I'll let that dry anyway. So I need a brighter greeny colour, sort of a white, a yellow, a green, maybe a red in there. Bit of brown. Sort of a dirty light. That's not bad actually. That is not bad. And it comes from here about there. it goes back into a dark colour like that. And there's a shadow that goes across it like that, and it sort of goes around like. Something like that. Gotta get some of these background trees as well. I can just tap some of these in. Some of them you can just about see the tops like that. Some of them go across. Slowly, as more and more of these trees get put in, there's one here that goes around like that. But it's a lot darker than what I did in areas, so there we go. Get the dark in there. Bit of a reddish colour then. I just put that in there. Oh, I've got a tree here. Forgot about that one. Mainly using just one brush to do this so far. So we need our brown again, for a bit of red, bit of umber, some white. That's nice. It's a nice colour. I can use this in this again. Get some of these shapes. Get that illusion of bark. Anyway, let's get this tree in. It grows there. Is it? Yeah, there. To there. We've lost that tree there. Got a little bit of the paint reactivating because I'm using some of the paints I'm using are interactive acrylics and they do reactivate sometimes. got a bit of that going on there. Doesn't matter. Yeah, something like that. And I need to do some darkening in places again. The old brown and black routine. Just to get the some areas, a bit of a shady area there. It's quite a tall painting, this is. I was going to originally do it like that, but the trees are, you know, they're tall, so the painting's going to be tall. I was trying to make a yellowy ochre colour, but then I'm thinking let's get some yellow ochre. Sometimes the tops almost seal closed. Dried paint. Actually, before I do that, because I was going to throw in yellow ochre here, but now I'm thinking there's this big tree here that I could do with doing that now. I'm just getting black and green because it goes to about there, but it's in the dark. Dark there as well. A bit there. A bit there. Yeah, let's finish this one. This one was quite a dark branch as well. Didn't quite get this one either. Can see the thin ones as well. Up there. Going for another one there. Amazing. When you look at all the different branches, I always think it's amazing. Amazing the amount, really. Just growing everywhere. Okay. Wash my brush a bit. I've got a tea towel here just to wipe my brush. So I want some yellow ochre red with white in it. More red in it. See, I'm always trying to dirty my colour a little bit because it never is as clean as you think, the colour. Not when you're painting, well, I find when I'm painting nature anyway, the colours are never what I might do now for a bit is do some branches. Got my liner brush. Getting some brown and black. That Van Dyke brown, because I can see dark and light. There's a lightish branch and then it goes dark there and there. So we need to do the light bit as well. Luckily we can just throw in a little bit of green, I mean a bit of yellow. A little bit of yellow. Oh yeah, it's got a bit of colour there as well. A bit of colour there, a bit of colour there. And then it goes like that. And you can grab some yellow and go like that to capture some of the light that you can get on it. Oops, there we go. And there's actually another branch that goes like there. The same colour. Got a bit of yellow ochre in that as well. Bit of yellow ochre and white just to get that light there in that tree. There's only a couple of bits that have got that real light. There's a branch, well, it's a smaller, I suppose it's a smaller tree that's growing, yeah. You can see it there. It's growing right there. And you can see some in amongst here as well. My eyes sort of going along the forest, looking at different areas, like where the light is getting. It hits there. to about there. And there's a few branches that wiggle their way through here. They'll sort of go at this kind of... Just going to grab my other brush. I can see some other areas I haven't quite done yet. Up here. Is that actually a nice green up here? Dull my colour down a bit because I want to get some of these up. All kinds of... Oh, there's a branch going off that one. One there, there's one here that goes. I think as you get more and more of them, it starts to look a bit better, I find. Can be a challenge to see them all there. So again, you've got to decide which ones you don't want to paint and which ones you do. There's one that goes... This one has got a wiggly branch that comes down as well. And it goes wiggle, 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 and then there's a little touch of light there as well, so I can grab some of my yellow ochre and white, just get that bit of light that's sort of there. I could do with another brush. I can do lights with So I got this brush set, and it was £4. It was £3.99, and I used one of them the other day, and I thought maybe it's time for me to go 5-0. 5-0. What can we do with a 5-0? Let's have a look. This is going to be cool. There's all kinds of branches here, so the 5-0 might work out quite nice. I think it's one of them brushes you're going to have to load up quite a lot because of how small it is. Yeah, don't mind the old 5-0. Oh dear. So I can switch from brush to brush. What I want is a smaller one of these, like a number 1 rigger, but they didn't have one when I went to the art shop. I could do with one of those, so next time I go to the art shop, maybe I'll be able to get one. I can see like ivy growing up that. So I got some little dots of green. See, it does work quite well doing these lines. Oops. Using the using the fine brush. You can do these branches using the chisel edge of the brush, like using the chisel edge like that. You can do branches. Or using the the zeros brushes. You can also do them, although I actually find the rigger a lot better. I mean, it's made for rigging, but branches work a lot better as well. Anyway, done quite well there actually. There is a yellow, a big branch there that I've missed. Bit of yellow ochre and oops. Got a bit too much paint on my brush there. That's probably about right. So I need this. It goes something like that, and then down. And then it goes like that. But it does go a bit dark there. And it goes wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Like that. Bit of yellow ochre in it. Oh yeah, we was going to do this. There's a bit of the yellow ochre-y bit there as well. Okay. Next thing I want to do just want to get some of this dark. Just want to... Oh, I haven't done this tree here. This tree, it's got like a greenish. There's sort of a darker splotch there. And something like that, and then there's a bit that goes there behind like that. Something like that. But yeah, we've got to make a decision on how many branches and things we're going to put in. And then we've got the ground to do. Well, one thing's for sure, there's definitely more trees here, so let's put in a few more here. I think that'll do. And then we can start working on the ground plane. And then lighting the tree a bit more. Because these two trees have got more light on them. But now it's dried a bit, it'll be easier for me to capture that. some yellow ochre and the red is about the ground, I think. A little bit of burnt umber in it. It's weird, this bit of dark there, because it sort of goes to about there and then it sort of disappears. Here and there I'm throwing in a bit of brown as well. Because not all of it is as bright as you'd think. Or as I think. Well, then there is nice bright areas like there. And there's some pockets of really bright areas as well. You know, it's like you get these dappled light kind of things. Yeah, that sort of goes like that, and you can see a few little bits going up like this. More white in my reddish yellow ochre mix, because I want to get this light that's going well, there's a bit that goes there. I think that needs a bit more warmth in it. Yeah. And then up here it's quite bright as well. Making sure I'm putting quite a lot of paint on, because of it will dry and disappear otherwise. Same on here, there's like these bright areas in places. That's quite a light bit there and there. Done that bit. So I picked out my brightest bits. There's some It's slightly less, like some a bit warmer than, like there's a bit of warmth, and on this and this. Just need my my liner. Hope you can see this all right. I know it's a bit shiny. But you're painting away. You might be doing your own painting, so it might not matter while you're just relaxing. Just picking out the lights now. I'm noticing other branches while I'm doing it. I could keep going forever on this painting because there's so many. A little bit of detail in that tree there. The paint has worked really well for me there, actually, on that tree. Okay, I think I'm about there for this painting. Just have a look at around and what I haven't quite got. These extra bits that you see when you have a second look at your painting and you go, oh, I haven't got that. That's what I'm looking for now. I could see there was some sort of green there, and there's a bit under there as well, sort of greeny bits. Oh, I can see something. Getting some light colour. I can see like some I think it needs to be a bit greyed down actually. It's in the shade. You can see like these things growing. A lot of them will just vanish anyway. In the dark. That needed to be a bit more like this. It's not the dead leaves, they're not. They're just ones that seem to have not fallen off. And then you get the ivy stuff growing. Okay, I think I'm there for this forest scene. I enjoyed myself there doing that painting. It was good fun. I could probably do more. But when do you stop? You could carry on putting tiny branches in, getting the old the 5-0 brush and a magnifying glass and just load that end up and but I think I'm there. I've enjoyed myself here, so I'll say thanks very much for watching this one. I'll try and take a picture of it when it's dry so you can see it a bit better, and hope you're enjoying your own painting, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.